Welcome back to another car market video, and today we're going to be looking at the Porsche 911 GT3 RS Market. You can now buy one for around 20k over the list price. Let's take a look at some more examples. So before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to get involved with the community tab that decides which car we choose next. We are also doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so make sure to subscribe to get involved with that. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I post daily on those platforms as well. So if you could follow me over there, that would be much appreciated. Today, as mentioned, we're going to be looking at the Porsche 911 992 GT3 RS Market. On release, these cars are selling for around £500,000. That is the preface of this video today. They were selling, as you can see there, between 450 and 500 on release. That was back in 2023 summer. And you can see there an example listed at the time for just under 460. That is a Weissach car as well. So, as mentioned, 235k is the cheapest car. The biggest thing to note here is this car does not have the Weissach Pack, which is around a £30,000 option from the factory. However, this car does have lift, PPF, bucket and ceramics. Based on the configurator, the list price of this car would be around the £210,000 mark. So currently you're looking at around £25,000 over list. However, this car has been for sale for quite a while, around a month and a half in total. The key differences between the Weissach and non-Weissach cars, the easiest way to tell for me is to look at the seats. So you can see here on the emblems, you can see we've got GT3 RS instead of Weissach. Weissach Pack includes magnesium wheels, carbon on the outside, roll cage, things like magnetic shifter paddles, and also generally a lot of carbon around the car, and some weight savings as a result of that as well. So the cheapest one here is currently 235. I will say I have seen cars listed for as cheap as 219k. So there's been a slight increase recently. However, this car has been for sale for a while. I reckon the realistic sale price of this car is closer to the 220k mark. Some of you may have recently seen this was the dealership that Mark McCann bought a car from, and he was given about a 30-40 grand discount. So there's definitely some money to be had off that car. I would say a realistic market value for a non-Weissach car with a few miles at the moment is around 220k. So you're looking at about list price in terms of the trade, and retail you're looking at slightly over list price. However, it's not going to be much, and I have seen cars listed at the list price as well. The next one then is a little bit of a jump up then. This one then a little bit overpriced in my opinion. However, it has got the Club Sport Pack and ceramic brakes. Just 2,900 miles on that car. Been dropped £410. However, the key thing is this is with a Porsche dealer, so you do get some added benefits with that. However, personally for me, if you're looking at a non-Weissach car, I would definitely look to try and pay closer to 220, 230, as I've seen multiple examples listed for around that mark. That is a big drop considering what they were around a year ago. This car, 73, so sort of back end of last year, would have been around the 450k mark. I would say slightly less than this one because it's a Weissach car, but definitely about 430. So you're looking at around a £200,000 drop in market value over that year. However, I will say the list price is a lot less than that, and that is the second-hand or grey market. So next, what we're going to do is take a look at the first Weissach car, but you can see the non-Weissach ones have quite a big difference. So the cheapest Weissach car, these are fluctuated similar to the non-Weissach cars. I've seen examples for as cheap as £260,000 a few months ago. You can see this one then has been dropped by 15 grand. You can see there 6,790 miles. So any cars with above a few thousand miles are generally the cheapest and considered high mileage, as generally in the UK people don't drive their cars. But I will show you the differences in the two. You can see we've got significantly more carbon. These bits are carbon instead of plastic essentially, and we've also got, in terms of the seats, we've got the Weissach RS logo embossed on the headrests, and you've also got the roll cage there, and a slightly different design on the seats. We've also got the magnetic shifter paddles, which are lighter and make that notorious In terms of the list price on the Weissach cars as well, you are looking at around about 230 to 240k for the highly spec cars, and I will show you the configurator towards the end of this video, so do stick around for that as well. But this one then, as mentioned, still a little bit over list, so you're looking at about £35,000 to 45k depending on the spec over list. But you can see been dropped 15 grand since September, November time, and you can see that is the cheapest one currently listed, but in general a Weissach car is going to be around 275. This one then 2,400 miles, been dropped £40,000. So you can see these cars have been heavily depreciating over the last year. This one's been listed since the 6th of, that is June, and you can see there a £40,000 drop. So in the last sort of year or so, they have lost around £200,000, and you can see that one's lost 40 grand in 6 months. So again, huge drops in terms of market value for those that bought at 450, 500k. This is the crash we are talking about. A big drop, probably the biggest we've seen in the car market in the last year, especially with the hype around these cars like no other RS product ever before, and you can see that has resulted in a massive crash. A lot of people think that those that bought these cars were out there to flip them. They went to the wrong people, and you can see here the result of that. In general, the highest ones on the market, so the cars that are not selling, they're listed for sort of 290. So you can see the real market for these cars is, 250, 260. For the Weissach cars, in my opinion, for them to actually sell, as those cars have been for sale for quite a while. These cars listed at 280, 290, 300 are not going to sell. You can see we've got quite a few of them listed. A lot of them, in my opinion, will be at big losses for the dealers. You can see here, this one been dropped 5 grand as well. And yeah, in my opinion, don't really see these cars selling. You can see that one's dropped 20 grand as well. And we've got some remnants of sort of the last 6 months to a year cars still listed at 300,000, well above the market price, which just shows you how much these cars have depreciated. I mean, that one there been dropped 75 grand. That's genuinely insane. I mean, that's a 73 2024 car as well. So yeah, big drops on these cars as well. And the highest one listed is this one here, 344, which is now sold. But you can see that's around £100,000 difference to the last year, and that's the highest car which isn't selling. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Any questions, do leave them down in the comments. Personally, if I was buying one, I would try and go for a non-Weissach car at around the 220k mark. And the list price of the Weissach cars, as you can see there, 220 with just the Weissach Pack. So with the standard options, lift, brakes, the carbon on the interior, you're looking at about 230, 240. They were coming out roughly, and that is with the standard paint as well. And you can see there, I think the Weissach cars, if you can get one for about 250, 260, that would be the price I would be in at. However, at anything around 300 or 290, you do stand to lose quite a bit of money, so do bear that in mind. And in terms of the bottom of the market, I think these cars have started to go up a bit, and if you can get a deal on one, there is potentially some room to make some money as well, considering these cars are very close to being out of production, and the new 992.2 GT3 RS is now out. Hopefully that helps. Any questions, as mentioned, leave them in the comments. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me over on TikTok. I post content such as this, doing videos on the biggest drops in the market daily, around 3 times a day. So make sure to get me over on TikTok, the car market, and also Instagram as well if you haven't already. And make sure to subscribe, as around 90% of you aren't subscribed. So subscribe to get involved in the poll and the giveaway. Comment which cars next you want to see me do in terms of car market videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Make sure to like, share, and comment as well. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching.